Welcome back to another action figure obsession video, and here we have what were, between the years 2015 and 2024, the quote-unquote best Marvel Legends classic costume Spider-Mans that you could get. And I've been thinking a lot about Spider-Man the past few days. The thing that's been on my mind and something that I'm still struggling with is whether or not to try to get a Maximum Series Spider-Man. The Maximum Series Spider-Man was the first figure in the line, and then there was the Maximum Hulk and the Maximum Deadpool, and all of them cost about twice what they should, and all of them have some serious flaws. Spider-Man, I think, is the one with the least flaws to the figure. However, it has an incredible array of accessories that are incredibly useless to most collectors, most action figure photographers. It's just a bunch of not really great stuff, and an alternate head, a Peter Parker head that is very... they were going, I think, for a Todd McFarlane look, but it's not good. That unmasked Peter Parker head that comes with Maximum Spider-Man. And then Deadpool, of course, Maximum Deadpool has a lot of problems with his arm falling off because of the quality of the plastic that they used. And the worst in terms of defects is Maximum Series Hulk, which was a $60 to $70 figure, depending upon where you bought it. And it comes with a sort of silicone-y, very lightweight plastic chest overlay that allows you to bend his arms forward. But if you do that and bend his arms forward, if you watch any 10... reviews by reputable reviewers here on YouTube, you're going to find that at least 4 or 5 of them damaged that chest overlay just posing the figure in the manner that is suggested by the accessories that he comes with. So, you know, all the Maximum Series figures are problematic at best. The only one that I currently have is the Hulk. I knew the problems with him going in, but I kind of liked the Dale Keown Immortal Hulk variant cover number 1 head that he came with, so I wanted to get it. I have not used any of the features that would destroy that chest overlay, nor have I used any of the, like that stupid thunderclap effect that doesn't even stay in his hands. The whole thing was very poorly thought out, and for $70, you should have been able to get 2 much better figures than you just get for the price of the Maximum Hulk. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're not even here to talk about the Maximum line, other than I have been thinking about how much I enjoy the Spider-Man figures that I have in my collection. This is far from all of them. I'm sitting at my work table / photo area right now. In addition to these 3, let me count how many just regular Spider-Mans I have off screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... yeah, I guess it's 6, I think. Here, I'll show you. 1, 2, 3. Forgive the camera work. I didn't really plan this out too well. 4. Of course, he's not a classic Spider-Man, but he's here, so I'm going to show you anyway. 5, almost classic. The PS4 version. And 6. Definitely not classic at all, and way too short. The Teenage Secret Wars Spider-Man right there. So a lot of Spider-Man on the table. I've been doing some kit bashing and trying to get as close as I can to a perfect classic Spider-Man without diving in and paying $50, $60, $70 for the Maximum Series Spider-Man, which I also think is too short for an adult Spider-Man. Honestly, forgive the the jiggling and the fooling around here. I did not set up this improvised tripod very well. But anyway, so this guy, this is the original Pizza Spider-Man, so-called because he came with a slice of pizza in homage to one of the movies where Spider-Man was delivering pizzas. He was considered the best from 2015 until 2020. When this guy replaced him. But just to tell you a little bit about the Pizza Spider-Man, the good things about him were the articulation. It was much better articulated than any previous Marvel Legends Spider-Man. The design of it was somewhat inspired by the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man that had come out the year before in, I think, 2014. The Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, which was pretty close in look to a sort of Steve Ditko comic book Spider-Man. Did have, I think, if I recall correctly, sculpted web lines that were then painted, so that was a really nice feature. But the Pizza Spider-Man was sort of a retooling of that one. The biggest issues with it were the weird, janky hips, which kind of jut out in a very unbiological, inhuman way. But it was easy enough to sort of pose that away so you didn't really even notice it. I still dig Pizza Spider-Man, I gotta be honest with you. I got that one, and I've got this one, which I believe came out in 2017. As you can see, it's got a lighter blue, but it's the exact same figure. It came with fewer accessories than the original Pizza Spider-Man, but it did come with a slice of pizza. Funnily enough, this guy, the original one from 2015, came with a slice of pepperoni pizza. Then for the Retro series, well, they called it the Vintage Collection, I think, at the time in 2017. It was a wave that included a Captain America, an Iron Man, a Black Widow, Spider-Man, the Punisher, and Iron Man. And the Iron Man was a terrible figure, way too short, very poor articulation. It doesn't even hold up at all next to Modern Legends. They reissued it a year or two back in the Retro Iron Man line, that armor, but, you know, at the right scale and with better articulation. But this is kind of my ideal classic Spider-Man. I like this blue. I think I would like best this blue with this red, because this red is a little richer. This one is almost a pink. But the blue is more important than the red to me. I like the lighter blue. It seems more... I can't even quite put my finger on it. More heroic, more friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, good-natured... not a threat to anyone unless they're a threat to him or somebody he loves, kind of thing. Whereas the darker color, of course, suggests a little bit of darkness in there, I guess. Not a whole lot in the case of Pizza Spider-Man, because he looks pretty heroic and pretty good, too. But in 2020, they released the Spider-Man Retro Series Wave 1, which included this Spider-Man, which was then kind of informally called the Superposable Spider-Man, because it had extremely improved articulation over this guy. I believe he had calf swivel, which Pizza Spider-Man did not have, so you could rotate his leg at the calf or the boot. Which can look good or bad depending upon how extreme you take it. His butterfly joints that allow his arms to go back and forward are much better than the Pizza Spider-Man. Pizza Spider-Man's butterfly joints on his shoulders were always felt very fragile, and in some releases, like the black costume that they did on the Pizza Spider-Man body, those butterfly joints tended to break if you weren't super careful. But I think... I don't have Maximum Spider-Man, so I'm not throwing shade on it yet because I don't have it. I have seen a lot of reviews of it, and I'm very leery of it. And I really don't know if I want to spend aftermarket prices on it, so I'm still sort of making up my mind about that. But I think this 2020 Wave 1 Retro Spider-Man series Spider-Man is my favorite, I believe. And the main reason for that is it just looks like Spider-Man to me. The silhouette that he has, the shape of the body, the arms and legs, Anthony's Customs has called them bubbly like sacks of potatoes, and I can see that. I understand what he's saying. But I think if you get him into a halfway decent pose, and I think I can do that pretty quick with this guy. I had a lot of practice, believe me. If you get him into a decent pose, you can kind of pose away most of the oddness that's in that is in the sculpt. So, will he stand up? Can you do it, Spidey? Can you do it for me, buddy? No? All right, hold on. I'm coming. Making a fool out of me. I swear I've done this pose a million times. There. And his left foot could be a little more flush with the floor. There we go. So, You can pose away most of the weirdness, the sack of potatoes thing with his arms and his legs, if you take the time to do it. Where's the other one? Okay, so this is the same figure, the 2020 Wave 1 Retro Spider-Man series figure. So there's a posed one, there's a not posed one. The one thing that figure did not come with was wall crawling hands. As you can see, this guy, my other 2020 Retro Spider-Man, has wall crawling hands. There we go. I got those off of another figure. I think it was the all new, all different Spider-Man that came out around 2016, 2017, with in the Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack that came with Mary Jane, the comic book one. And the all new, all different is the one that has like the glowing blue eyes and the glowing blue chest emblem. That's when Peter Parker was running Parker Industries after he got his body and his life back from Dr. Octopus, who had been running around as the Superior Spider-Man. But this one, the 2020 Retro, I like it because it reminds me of like very late Steve Ditko Spider-Man, and it does come with an alternate Steve Ditko eyes head. The eyes are shaped more like Steve Ditko drew them. These are the both of these right now have the John Romita shaped eyes, John Romita Sr. And I like it because it especially reminds me of the era of Spider-Man that included Gil Kane, John Romita Sr., Ross Andru. So basically from the late 60s almost to when the Image guys showed up in the 90s. Even, you know, Keith Pollard and some of the latter-day artists. You know, this could pass for Sal Buscema, Spider-Man. He drew Spider-Man in a lot of Marvel team-up issues. And it also especially reminds me a lot of the way Spider-Man looked in that two-parter that was written and drawn by Jim Starlin that crossed over from Avengers Annual. I think it was number 10. I could be wrong about that, but the first part of it was in an Avengers Annual, and then it continued into a Marvel team-up annual with The Thing and Spider-Man. And this looks a lot like Jim Starlin drew Spider-Man. And Spider-Man is one of those characters that a lot of artists who are very, very good artists really never nailed. And I didn't really think Jim Starlin ever did until that annual. I really liked how Starlin drew Spider-Man in that book. And this 2020 Retro figure kind of reminds me of that. So I dig that. And that two-part comic story, by the way, was also... a lot of that story was the basis of the entire Infinity Saga in the MCU films. A lot of it was taken from that or adapted from that story. So this guy came out in 2015, I believe, the original Pizza Spidey. Then in 2020, we got the best Marvel Legends Spider-Man ever, as it was tagged at the time, as was Pizza Spider-Man in 2015. So we got these two, the Retro Spider-Man, that came out in 2020. This guy came out, I think 2017 was the retro re-release of the Pizza Spider-Man. And then this guy came out, I want to say, was it 2023? 2022 or 2023, I believe, was the Renew Your Vows 2-pack with Mary Jane. And did you notice Droney in the background, by the way, there? His spider drone, that actually comes from, where's he hiding? He's here somewhere, I know he is. Oh, there he is. This is the, this isn't a Marvel Legend. This is a Marvel Select, which was made by Diamond, the former comic book distributor that went bankrupt. He's got his cell phone, as you can see. He's making an important call. This is the PlayStation 4 Advanced Suit Spider-Man. And right behind him, you can see in the background Droney. That's his spider drone that's in the video game, I guess. I don't play video games, but I do like this costume. And Droney's kind of cool, too. I've got him up on a flight stand there. But yeah, so Droney came with this Spider-Man, which is too tall for Marvel Legends. I'll back him up with Renew Your Vows, who's probably the tallest regular Spider-Man in the Marvel Legends line. And you can see that he's easily a third to a half an inch shorter than that guy. But of course, that's nothing compared to the teenage Spider-Man buck that they've been way overusing lately for purposes that don't even suit, you know, Spider-Man being a teenager. Really sorry about the camera orientation here. I'm trying to stay on top of it. But this is supposed to be the Secret Wars Spider-Man who was an adult, and he clearly is the size of a petulant teenager. Why is he petulant? I don't know. Aren't all teenagers petulant? I know I was. Still am. So anyway, this is the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, which technically is from an alternate universe. It's not the main 616 universe Spider-Man. It was an alternate universe story of an older Spider-Man who had, gotten married to Mary Jane and stayed married, and she became a superhero called Spinneret. And this Renew Your Vows Spider-Man added some toe articulation, so that you can get, into the crouching poses, supposedly. I don't find the toe articulation does anything more than just get loose over time. I don't really feel like it helps much with posing or displaying, but a lot of people love it. And a lot of people love these drop-down hips that it has. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that or not, but the hips on these guys drop down. On the Retro 2020 figure as well, I believe. Supposedly so you can get them up into higher kicks and, web swinging across town poses and all that kind of stuff, but I don't usually get that extreme in trying to set up a display. So the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, up until the Maximum Spider-Man came out, this guy was probably the best Marvel Legends Spider-Man. I'm not sure, actually I am sure that the Renew Your Vows now is not the most popular one in my personal collection, because I have kind of fallen in love all over again with the 2020 Retro Spider-Man. I like the blue better on this one than I do on this one. This one's a little too purple for me. This is a little more blue. Unfortunately, neither one of them are quite as blue as the Retro Pizza Spider-Man. That's the blue that I like, and it's also the blue of the 185 Mafex Spider-Man. Not Marvel Legends, but Mafex. And I actually like that one quite a bit, and I have that one. I just want to see this color scheme on a good Marvel Legends figure, like either one of these two, or even the Maximum Spider-Man in that color. If it had come out in that color to start with, I might have actually gotten it when it came out, instead of sat on the fence now for, I don't know, how long, 8 months, 9 months, however long ago it came out. So, anyway, as I said, I've been thinking a lot about Spider-Man lately. Not really even sure why, except that he was my favorite superhero when I was a kid, and I do like a good Spider-Man story. I like a good Spider-Man movie. They weren't all good, but some of them were. And as far as action figures go, I think that I probably have more Spider-Mans as single characters go. I probably have more Spider-Man in my collection than any other single character. Well, possibly Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe Classified, because I'm closing in on 40 of those. But for classic Spider-Man, I think there's probably at least 10 or 12 total in my displays, and this is some of them. This is Spider-Man 2099, by the way, if you're not familiar with him. He's got that toe articulation that makes it so easy for him to stand up. Alright, there we go. So he's from the year 2099. He was kind of, I actually really like the adjustable cape on him, because you can kind of get some cool, it's blowing in the wind kind of poses going on. Yeah, I enjoy the 2099. This is the new one that just came out a few months ago. Miguel O'Hara. So that's, one of the not Peter Parker Spider-Mans in my collection. But this is, these guys are all Peter Parker. That's for sure. And as I say, I've been thinking a lot about them, and this is just me trying to get them out of my system, because that's what having an action figure obsession is all about. You have to exercise your demons occasionally. Oh, if you want to see, real quickly, I'll move some of these guys out of the way. This is the backdrop that I used for a photo shoot that I did earlier. Him. We'll close it in on 20 minutes here. I don't know how much longer this phone is going to last. Come on, that's a killer pose, right? Get you out of the way. Actually, I'll put you over here so people can still admire the pose. But we're going to close in on my little setup here. This is the McFarlane Toys interrogation room table and chairs. And on it you'll find a computer from the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a boombox from Hasbro's Fortnite run. I think it was Hasbro. If it wasn't, it was Jazzwares. And an empty Professor X Cerebro helmet. And of course, Droney is, pull back a little for Droney. The thing about Droney, the way I have him set up, you can probably see that there's a stand that he's on. See that little bar, and the shadow really gives it away. but I'll pull this over here. So here's Droney, very beautifully painted by Diamond Select. They did an incredible job on this thing. It looks like it's made out of metal, doesn't it? But it's just painted plastic, and it's absolutely beautiful. It doesn't have a hole for the flight stand, but I used some blue tack, as you can see. Just stuck a little dot of blue tack, poster tack on the bottom there. And that stuff sticks to just about anything. So it makes it appear that Droney is, you know, hovering or in flight or coming at you with all his Droney goodness or whatever. I do enjoy the table and chairs from the McFarlane Toys interrogation room setup. I think I paid $80 for that set. It came with a Heath Ledger Joker figure that I didn't really even care that much about. I mean, I don't mind having it in my collection, but it was the table and chairs that suckered me in. I just wanted the table and chairs, and I got them. So $80 for these two chairs and that table, all of which probably cost about 50 cents to put together, but at the time I had the money, and it seemed like a really cool accessory to have for action figure photography. So that's what's going on here. I'll briefly detach from my tripod, and we'll pull back a little to show you the messiness of this work table is just tragic. These are all figures that are awaiting kit bashes or me finding a place for them in my displays. Over there you see that Hulk right there. That was, I believe, the first or second Hasbro Hulk back around 2012, whenever they first got the license and started making 6-inch scale figures again. Got my Snake Eyes Polar Bear right there. Absolutely love that thing. I love the Snake Eyes that came with it, but come on, the Polar Bear was the star of that show. Got Dracula, got Guinevere, the Black Panther from Dungeons and Dragons, and got my hood with the custom hood that I gave him. Sorry, the window's open, so the sun is blasting in, even though I think it's below zero still. It was 16 below this morning. And as you can see, Captain America is a pretty good competitor with Spider-Man for, you know, being tied with how many I have in my collection. But that's everybody. That's the photo area, and that's like the workbench where they all wait for me to do something with them, like I recently did with this Diego Klattenhoff from the Blacklist. What if he was Captain America? And what if he couldn't stand up, I guess, right? Well, let's see if the chair will hold him yet. Remember Diego Klattenhoff on the Blacklist? He was like the good guy Steve Rogers type on the Blacklist team. I always thought that this head sculpt looked a lot like him, so kind of turned him into a Steve Rogers with my leftover Quicksilver, MCU Quicksilver body that I had, and the shield from the Commander Rogers figure. So that's what's going on the work table today. A little look around at how it's decorated. All my smallest toys are up here, these teeny tiny little ones. Some skulls, some Ant-Men. That's what's going on here in the toy room and in this particular corner of it where all the action figure kit bashing and photography takes place. So for me and for the whole gang here, thank you for watching this edition of Action Figure Obsession. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Always good to hear from everybody. And stay warm the rest of this winter because it is brutal up here in the Great White North today, I can tell you that. That's it for this Action Figure Obsession. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.